What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Dan is in Cleveland, and Chris is here.
Dan needs to start taking this shit more seriously. That's all I got to say. He's missed yet another episode, and he's spending it in his favorite vacation destination. Like, he can't take an hour out of his tropical trip to talk with us. It's ridiculous, man. And I think in this episode, we just need to have some tough conversations. I prefer to have tough conversations like third party. So this is going to be great. We'll have a tough conversation about Dan on this podcast, and then he can just listen to it secondhand and be forced to come back on the pod at some point and face up to the mistakes that he's made.
Dude, I am just very disappointed in him. Like, he told me this last week, and he's like, yeah, going on a golf weekend, Tyler, wives, brother-in-law. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's Cleveland. You, of all people. Because listen, I have no beef with Cleveland. Get no beef with Cleveland. Love Cleveland. No beef here. But Dan, make sure that everyone knows anytime you say something that starts with cl, that he hates it already.
Yeah, he's ready to butt in immediately. Yeah.
He's like, oh, wait, you said cleavage? Oh, no, I like cleavage. But I thought you were about to say Cleveland. Sorry about that. That's Dan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't go on golf weekends to Cleveland, Ohio? Who doesn't do that,
What's
Seems
the
like
weather there? Is it good?
It's normally like 10% worse than here. So this weekend, not great. Not great. And shouldn't that be, anyway, wait, can that be the slogan? Good. Can that be the slogan for the city of Cleveland? Cleveland, 10% worse than Pittsburgh. I think that's fitting. And I think, like, if you extrapolate that, don't even think about just the weather. Think about almost everything you could compare between the two cities. I actually think it holds up. I do.
Yeah, because they don't have 3 sports teams. So there's a knock.
Right. We have 3 rivers. They have 1 that lit on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, the cities are the same size, but like, I don't think you would look at the 2 of them and say, yeah, that's the same experience. It's just not.
Dude, that's hilarious. 10% worse than Pittsburgh. That's definitely going to go on the side for Cleveland. Welcome to Cleveland. 10% worse than Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Now I want to do that with like every place that's in the surrounding. It's like, how's this place? 10% worse than Pittsburgh.
I think it's a fair reference point.
That's pretty good. I'm a big fan. All right. Well, let's get into the show. Today, we're going to be talking road tripping because Chris did a road trip with a family of 5. And that's something that I just realized recently that I will never have to do. So I want to talk to Chris about that because it's Dad Brunch and we're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk more dad things because we got we really want to make money off of our kids in ways or off of kids' music or activities. And we're going to talk about that and throw some things out there too. And we got the weirdest things we saw on the internet this week, music and more. It's the Brunch Breakdown. Chris, let us know where they can find us.
Well, I haven't been here in like a month and a half. So assuming nothing has changed, you can find us pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find our video episodes on basically every platform you would watch a video episode on. And that's pretty much it. So just go Google the Brunch Breakdown and you're going to find us in all of those places. Whatever the place is that you like to spend your most digital time, you can follow along and enjoy the stupidity that is this podcast.
All of that is absolutely correct. I want to give a special shout out to Good Pods because Good Pods is someone they shout us out a lot. We really need to start using that platform a little bit more because it is a platform. It's an independent platform that basically is trying to make it easier to to find podcasts and podcasts that you like, because that is the one thing that I think that with podcasting, and there being a million podcasts, and we are one of the millions of podcasts, that it's very hard to find ones that you like, because like I feel like everyone ends up finding the same ones, like the biggest ones. It's very hard to find ones that you like, and I think Good Pods is trying very hard to do that with their platform. So check out Good Pods.
Yeah, it's tough to like little inside podcasting for people. It's like you could find a YouTube channel or a social media account that you like and you just immediately start following it. But it's because like for those things, you can potentially only have to invest like 60 seconds of your time to figure out if you like that thing. But for most podcasts, like there isn't like, oh, you go on YouTube and there's a bunch of recommended videos and you can choose from the thumbnail that you see, or like scrolling through your Instagram. Like you don't just get stuff brought to you. There are like some suggested shows, but for the most part, it's like, no, you have to know the thing that you like. You have to know within that niche who does a podcast, and within that niche of podcasters, which one you like. And then you go and you search for their thing. So yeah, shout out to Good Pods. I think it would be great to have some type of algorithm that delivers podcasts to people better than what we have right now. And then on like the back end, like as a podcaster, you don't really know how many people subscribe. You don't really know like legitimately how many people listen. Like it's like it's the weirdest platform ever, but we love it. And thank you, Good Pods.
No, it's true. Cause like one time Dan was telling me, he was like, oh yeah, like we upload to SoundCloud, but like we don't know if people are listening here or there or wherever, or we just don't know how many people are actually listening. Because like if you listen over here, that doesn't count. If you listen on here, that doesn't count. If you don't exactly click through off of the link that you used on Twitter and then click off of it to actually get to Apple, it doesn't count. Like I was like, it's insane. It makes absolutely none of it makes sense. So, but yeah, but shouts to podcasting. I love podcasting. Chris loves podcasting. We all love podcasting. So, shouts to you for being here. Yeah, shouts to you for being here. Well, anyways, find the Brunch Breakdown everywhere, and including Threads, which
we're still there.
We're there.
Hasn't changed,
but I'm still like, I don't know. Anyways, Chris, you haven't been here for a minute. It's time to get it off your chest. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. This is hard to dive into, just like cold, but we're gonna do it. I think Febreze actually smells worse than a stinky bathroom.
Oh my God. Wow. What kind of Febreze though?
Like honestly, any of it. We've been doing a lot of traveling lately, right? So like we've been staying at different places. People have been crashing at our house. And like throughout the course of that, people use the bathroom, right? And some people don't want the bathroom to be stinky for everybody else. And so some people spray Febreze. And I'm just like, I would rather smell the bathroom as is, because ever since Febreze became a thing, like 20 years ago, or whatever it was, like from college when I started living with somebody else until now, like, how something it becomes like such like a evergreen part of your life that it just becomes the thing. Febreze to me, it's just like you took a dump. So like, I don't want to smell it. Like I would rather not smell that and just smell the bathroom than smell the Febreze, because to me, the Febreze is like actually worse than what the bathroom would have organically smelled like. I hate the commercials where they're like, mom walks into the kid's room and sprays, and then all of a sudden everybody's calm and happy and everything, like the sun starts shining outside and the windows open and the birds start chirping. Like that's not the experience for anybody. I think it's false advertising. I think in real life we shouldn't even be using it, because like, hey mom, you just made your kid's bathroom smell like a big doo-doo. Like it's just not good. I hate Febreze. I absolutely hate Febreze. And to answer your question, Didi, yes, that's what I've spent the last month and a half thinking about.
You sound like my wife. I am obsessed with air spray. I need it. I need air spray every time. Like I literally spray the toilet with air spray before I do my thing because
There's
that
no
is
way. There's
how
no way you do that. You actually do
every
that?
time, every time,
Oh
every
my.
time you spray the water, then you do your thing every time.
What's your Febreze budget like over there? That's a lot of
Dude,
aerosol.
trust me. Listen, we have like I'm telling you, if you talk to Siobhan about this, she will tell you that like it's awful. Like I need it. I need it in my life. I hate the smell. I cannot stand the smell. And now that we have 1.5 kids who use the toilet for everything, it's needed. It's absolutely needed. Like needed. Because, dude, the stuff that comes out of kids' asses. Yeah, I don't know why it's so bad. I don't know why it's so bad. But I need Febreze in my life. Like literally, like this is a commercial for Febreze. I love you, Febreze. You help me. You keep my sanity in this house full of people who poop. I need it.
I'm starting to think you are maybe one of the big reasons why I don't like Febreze because Didi, we've shared a lot of rooms and bathrooms together in the past, and maybe like subconsciously I didn't realize it, but like you were lighting that shit up with Febreze, and over time it's just worn me down. We are on total different ends of the spectrum here, and I'm really actually a little bit disappointed in you.
Listen, I travel with it. So like I have it with me. It's in my bag. Like I'm like you're not supposed to put aerosol cans in your bag. Well, guess what? TSA, your boy does it. And I travel with it everywhere. I need it, man. You do listen, on vacation, people be eating shit they don't normally be eating, and then that comes out and you get it. You can't have the hotel room smelling like trash. You can't have the Airbnb smelling like trash. You need Febreze. You need it. But listen, this is what I go through. Like what you're saying right now, like I'm obviously the weirdo because Siobhan looks at me like I am a crazy person all the time. She's like, this is dumb. Doesn't use it. And I'm like, why aren't you using Febreze? Like, what are we doing? But like, I'm in the minority.
Do you have a go-to scent?
There's this one. It's like Hawaiian Breeze. I like it. Feels good. Feels good. But also, there's like the heavy duty 2 times. That's just lemon, and that's just like it's just like double time the Febreze. That's the one I like to. That's the one I like. I would like for everyone to use, but I have to get the different scents to find one that somebody likes. But like, there's just this one that's just like lemon, and it's literally says 2 times the Febreze on the can. That's the one I like.
Well, I'll know if I see a 2 times Febreze in somebody's bathroom to just be wary because they light it up. I'm a big potpourri guy though. I'm a fan of potpourri. I like for me it's just specifically Febreze. Okay. Because that's like the go-to for everybody. If you have other types of scents, I might get down with them, right? So potpourri, and you know what? Potpourri's classy. If I walk into your bathroom and you got some potpourri in there, I'm like, you know what? These people do okay. 2, they're cultured. And 3, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time in here. Because it's so nice.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Febreze is just everywhere. It's always on like the end caps at the grocery stores and at Target or Walmart, wherever you go. It's always right there. So you just grab it. It's so easy to grab. But no, if you dive deeper in, there's better things. Like, listen, I like candles. I like other scents. You know what I mean? I'm down for other scents. It's just Febreze is just right there. They just control the market. Like they literally you just don't have to do. There's no effort. You don't have to go into the aisle to get it. Like you'll find it somewhere. Like it'll be in like the weirdest places. You'll be like getting coffee and then there's Febreze at the end of that aisle. You're like, why? Because it's Febreze. You just grab it. So, but yeah, no, there are other things that are better. Like the little sprays that there's a bunch of different little sprays that people just keep like on like the top of their, their toilet, just a little poopery or whatever. Those little things. Those are nice too. But everybody should have something because you never know when you're going to need to blow up the bathroom in a interesting situation. And nobody wants to be embarrassing.
That's true. Here's an idea, business idea, trademark, breakdown, 2024.
All right, let's get it.
May Cinco de Mayo when we're recording this. on the go potpourri packs.
Okay.
So when you got to go to a friend's house and unexpectedly take a dump, you got a pack that you can just put in that bathroom. So it's like nice. You just open it up, leave it. So people are like happy you use their bathroom. They're happy you took a dump at their house because, man, my bathroom smells great now because you left me a potpourri pack.
That's good. That's good. Like that's such a good thing for like that first time you like go to like a your girlfriend's house or something for like a holiday. You know what I mean? You're there for like Thanksgiving or Christmas. Maybe her house isn't that big. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to blow up the bathroom in a place that's not that big. Like, or it's like a Friendsgiving. So more than likely you're like at somebody's apartment. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to blow up that one bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Or one of the two baths. You know what I'm saying? Like in that smaller space. Nobody wants to do that, Because like at your house, I can go upstairs. I can blow up the bathroom. Party still goes on. Everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? But like not everybody's got the big space, So you just blow up the whole party. Everyone's just got to sit there in it.
But not with potpourri packs.
That's true. This is true. I like this.
Last thing before we transition. I'm not going to tell the whole story because I don't want to put Dan fully on blast. But it's funny that Dan's not here while we're talking about this because Dan has a little bit of a history of doing what you just said. Making a party a little bit uncomfortable. Okay. So maybe next week on the brunch breakdown, we'll hear the full story, but Dan needs some potpourri packs for sure. So let's keep workshopping this. And in the interim, Didi, what are you going to get off your chest this week?
Oh man. Well, here's what I want to get off my chest. So Drake and Kendrick Lamar are finally just going at each other in rap. And here's the thing that I have found to be so fascinating about this is that the only people who care about this are people above the age of 35. Okay? So anyone who was around in the early 2010s, late 2000s, when blog era rap was a really big deal, are now at home on a Saturday with kids, some with mortgages and all these adult things. And we are all at home just waiting for the next song to drop, for the next diss track to drop. And I find that to be so fascinating because this is not the way that hip hop was ever supposed to be. It is the young people's genre. It was never supposed to be like this. So as these guys are insults after insult going at each other, I have no idea if Kendrick Lamar's a domestic abuser. I have no idea if Drake is doing any of the things that Kendrick says he's doing. I have no idea if anything is true. It is fun listening to them sound more as energized as they were when they were, I don't know, like in their 20s. And I find that to be fascinating that it took for this to happen, for them to put out some of the best rapping of their career. So shouts to Drake and Kendrick. I wish it didn't have to go like this because this is very ugly. There are a lot of ugly things being said, but it's entertaining. And it's fun, and it's happening during the NBA playoffs, which is very entertaining for me and very entertaining for anybody who is over 35. It is awesome. I can only imagine. Actually, I need to talk to somebody who's like 20 and see if any of them even care about any of this because it's so funny just to have like this pocket of people care about something that's happening in rap with two people who honestly sound at times like two guys who just don't like each other on the PTA. Because that's how old everyone is. It's like, what are we doing? Like Kendrick's 36. I think Drake's 38. Like, what are we doing? But hey, it's fun. It's been super fun. I think Kendrick's like winning right now. Well, who knows? But whatever. Just a lot of fun, not fun music, but like dark and entertaining music going on with Drake and Kendrick right now. And I just enjoy it. And big shouts to millennials. I see you. All millennials. Shouts to us. This is a big win for all of us. So get that off my chest.
So I've obviously seen everybody talking about it on social media. Have not listened to any of it. And truth be told, I don't even know why they're beefing. I've never been a Kendrick fan. I've always liked Drake, never been a Kendrick fan. So really haven't listened to Kendrick all that much. But like Cliff Notes, why do they hate each other?
They just always have. They just seem like there are two people that were in like the same group of friends. Let's say this, okay? You know, you have big group of friends, right? And then there's just like one person that like you two just don't get along,
Yeah.
you know, but you have to be nice because you're less again the same group of friends. And then I feel like it all just kind of came to a head. And just at one point, they're just like, all right, screw it. We're just gonna do this now. We're gonna fight now. Just cause. And that's really what it is. Because it doesn't really make much sense. Just like Kendrick has never liked Drake, and it doesn't seem like Drake has ever liked Kendrick. And there are certain songs where they have both like said things that people have been like, is he talking about Kendrick? Or wait, or is he talking about Drake? And then now they're just specifically saying each other's names and going at each other. Because, you know, I'm the same with you. Like, I like Kendrick. I love Drake. Drake's my guy. I fucking love Drake. But like Kendrick is fine. But there's a bunch of people who love Kendrick and hate Drake. So it just, you know, it gives people a nice two sides of the internet thing. And it's a lot more fun that we're worried about this than what's going to happen come September, October. Because then it's going to be presidential debates. It's no longer going to be Drake and Kendrick. So enjoy this while you can, while the internet's divided over two rappers. And this means nothing to anyone's lives because it's coming. It's coming, guys.
It's the only debate people actually want, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because like normally by the time you get to be mid to late 30s, like whoever that friend is that you never got along with, you've kind of made peace with it. And you're just like, whatever, I don't have to see that guy much anymore anyway. So it's fine. But now is the time they've decided to.
That's my thing with this whole thing. It's like, now, guys, now is when you're going to do this. It's like, honestly, like I have a friend there's a person in the friend group that I just can't, in the friend group that I cannot stand. And he probably knows who he is, but like, I can't stand him. I don't think he can stand me either. And like, but we live 3,000 miles away from each other now. But if we were in the same room, I probably wouldn't enjoy it. I don't think I'd, you know, tear apart his whole family if I knew something wrong about him.
Yeah, man, it's some of the stuff I've been reading tweets about. It's like not like it's not like hey man, fuck you. It's like
no.
Okay. It's a little bit more.
It's like it's a little bit more. It's like, no, you are a terrible person, and it's like you're a terrible father, and I want you to die. It's like it's lots of things. It's like it's a lot. So
and it's published. And it's published.
Yeah, and it's published. It's out there. Like it's out there. Your children will listen to these songs at some point. Like,
yikes.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's made for some fun afternoons for people who are at home watching basketball with their children. So
and shout out to Blog Rap, man. You saw the shoot, who was it? The Big Sean Tiny Desk.
Oh, good Jesus Christ. Yeah,
he shouted out to that era so many times, and it like I got chills. It made my heart so happy every time he did it. Because like whenever I found out about artists like him was from you, and I found about them from you via like third-party burn CDs and shit. Like it was just the best. It was I still have the Wale, one of Wale's first albums that you burned me on a CD, and it's like I don't want to listen to it any other way because that was the era and it was awesome.
Yes, it was amazing. That time is like there will be, I'm sure there needs to be documentaries about that time. It's just like so many. It's basically every artist that has been big or whatever from the past, like from the 2010s, all came from just downloading on random sites. Just Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean, Kid Cudi, Mac Miller, Drake, Kendrick, like everyone, Big Sean, like everyone. Like it was just, you were just updating just like random blog sites every single day. And it was just like cool. Cause it wasn't, and that's how like music kind of changed. It was like, none of these guys were on the radio. Like Wiz Khalifa wasn't on the radio in Pittsburgh. But then like he does the show and like 5,000 people are there. And you're like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. Man.
And they just kind of that whole era like changed the way music is like done. You know, it was like none of us were paying for music. We weren't paying for any of this music, but we were like going to their shows and paying for money that way. And it just kind of flipped everything on its head. So yeah. That was the time. But that Tiny Desk is awesome. Tiny Desk is on a solid run this year. Like the Usher Tiny Desk, the Justin Timberlake Tiny Desk, Big Sean Tiny Desk.
Did they just have,
Like,
was it J. Cole just did one, or was it somebody else?
who
Was it
else
like
just did
Neo
one?
or somebody? I
Neo
can't.
just did.
Neo. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Neo just did one, and the Neo Tiny Desk is. I mean, that's. I felt like they were doing a Tiny Desk for me. That was how the Neo one felt. It just felt like Tiny Desk looked into my information and were like, we're gonna do this for Daniel Dudley. This is for him. This is for him. That's how that one felt for me. But man, dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never
Shouts to all
seen
my
on
yeah.
I've never seen on Tiny Desk them turn the camera on the audience, but they did it during the Big Sean one, and like everybody was vibing out to it. It was so cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, they do it during the Usher one, and he like calls it out. He's like, "Have you guys ever seen what is in front of us?" And then they like turn the camera, and it's like everyone's just like freaking swoon into Usher singing. But it was like hilarious. But yeah, it's cool when they turn the camera, and you're just like, "Oh, it's just all right. That's it. Okay." But yeah, shouts to Tiny Desk, man. Just lots of shouts outs today. A lot of shouts. We're in a good mood. Let's get it going.
Man.
All right. Brews Day, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, do you have a brew that you have been sipping on?
I do. It's non-alcoholic. Okay.
Okay. Hey,
I'm
you're good.
132 days without alcohol. But I've actually not had this. I'm gonna do a live taste test. This is one of the new ones from Athletic Brewing. It's called Ripe Pursuit, and it says it's a lemon radler, which
Ooh.
I don't know what radler means.
What is a lemon radler?
But it says on the side, it describes it like we all know what the hell that means. It's a lemon infused radler style brew, bursting with citrus and balanced with a light sweetness, Didi. So I feel like this would be up your alley. It smells lovely. Oh, and it tastes lovely. This is like holy moly, that's very lemony. That is very, very lemony. It's like a summer shandy, but even more citrusy. This is very, very good.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is great. Shout out to Athletic Brewing. The Lemon Radler. It's called Ripe Pursuit. So that's my brew today.
I like that. Here's a question. When it comes with the non-alcoholic beers, okay?
Yeah.
The flavored ones, are the flavored ones too much flavor?
Yeah, I mean,
this doesn't overcompensate the flavor.
This doesn't even taste like beer. So I think you can run into that. Like some of the IPAs that I prefer are often a bit more on like the bitter side of things. So that makes it typically the non-alcoholic ones still give you the beer experience. This one just tastes like, honestly, like a lemonade seltzer is what this tastes like. It's still very good, but yeah, I wouldn't drink this and feel like, I'm having a beer. This doesn't taste like beer.
Okay. Got you. All right. I'm going to go with Golden Road Brewing, the Guava Cart. It's a wheat beer, and it's made with real guava. Hence the name Guava Cart. It's freaking awesome. It's so easy to drink. It's like, it's now summer. Like, it's been summer probably for the past 3 weeks here. And the beers that I've been drinking, it's been like Guava Cart, Mango Cart, like, Pineapple Sculpin from, Ballast Point. And this Guava Cart's amazing. So shouts to Golden Road Brewing, because anything with guava, I'm probably going to like. But this is really good. And it's very crushable, 4.5 ABV, and just good. And I think you can get Guava Cart in a lot of places. You might be able to get Guava Cart in Pittsburgh because Golden Road is like distributed nationwide. I know the Mango Cart's everywhere, but like you might be able to get Guava Cart. You might. So see it, pick it up. It's nice. Yeah.
Well,
Very
cheers,
nice.
Didi.
Cheers. As we cheers our coffees right here. Do it. All right, here we go. So let's get into the main menu. Chris, you were gone over the past few weeks on missing the brunch breakdown, sadly. Even said on one of the episodes that you were like thinking about moving to North Carolina. I was like, Chris is in a dark place. Like, we literally were like, damn, Chris is going through it. Chris is talking about moving places.
Yeah, man, listen, that was on the heels of like all my kids being sick, a 7-hour drive to North Carolina. And like that was right after all of Pittsburgh had been flooded for 2 weeks because of rain. And we got there and it was like just like the sun was shining and there were leaves on the trees. And I was like, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this? You know? But things have improved. The sun's shining here in Pittsburgh now, so it's okay.
Dude, I was like dying. I was like, Chris is talking about moving. Things are like, man, I need to call him we just need to have a chat. Like, what is going on over there? But with that being said, you mentioned it just now. You did a 7-hour road trip to North Carolina. You have a family of 5, you had 3 kids. And I realized thinking about your road trip that like I grew up road tripping. So it's not like I'm like, saying anything bad about it. It's like what you do on the East Coast. Like you drive 8 hours to go to the beach, or you drive however many hours to go here or whatever. That's what you do. Living here, I don't have to drive any more than 3 hours to get to anything that I need to get to. Like it's just not going to happen. Like us road tripping with the family basically is capped at 3 hours. So what is it like road tripping with a family with 3 kids, honestly, and Katie?
Yeah. So this one was actually our longest road trip as a family of 5 in one of our cars. Okay. So we've driven 11 hours as a family of 5, but that's to Wisconsin. And when we went to Wisconsin, we rented a minivan, which, by the way, minivans are awesome. And I am ready to buy one now, especially after another long trip. So this one was 7 hours with like 3 kids, 3 wide in the back seat. Like we're smashed in the car. Okay?
Which car?
We took Katie's Equinox.
Okay.
Purely because part of the reason we went down there was Katie was traveling for work and her brother lived in the area, and when she travels for work she gets free gas, so we took her car.
I got it. I was just trying to think about the car situation. I didn't know what the other car was, but like Equinox looks big on the outside, not big on the inside.
We don't have a
deceiving car.
We don't have a third row. We have the 2 seats in the front and then a back seat. So like we've done it enough that our kids are pretty used to it, which is good. The trickiest thing is like getting stops for the bathroom to line up because, Olivia's fully out of diapers. She's been potty trained for a while. Charlotte's in diapers and Hallie is. So like if Olivia has to go to the bathroom, we have to stop. Or if like one of the other 2 takes a dump, you can't let that kid just sit in it for an hour. Like you got to stop. So like, it's kind of tricky to get everything to line up appropriately. So that means like a 7-hour trip could involve 5 stops potentially. You know what I mean? Like it could be pretty tricky. This one, I think both ways we took 3 stops. So it really was more like 8.5 hours in the car. It should be 7 if you don't stop, but it was more than 8 because of that. So that's the trickiest part. And then like, just, you have to go into the trip. And this is where Katie is an all-star. You have to go into the trip planning and expecting that your kids are going to get bored every 15 minutes. So you have to have something new for them to do. Right. So yeah, it's tricky. Like we'll have books, we'll have games, we'll play music. Eventually there will be like an hour or so period where they can get on their tablets and just like watch shows, which is helpful. But I'm driving. I'm just driving. And then Katie is like managing the chaos. So she's definitely putting in more effort than I do in these trips. There's a lot of moving pieces, Dee.
Yeah, there are a lot. No, I hear you. There are a lot of moving pieces. It's but don't discount the driving part. Don't discount the driving part, because driving's exhausting as shit. I know you like driving, but like driving's exhausting. Like it just is. Like, and here's what I want to know. Who do your kids control the radio yet? Because mine completely control it. Like completely. Like they're yelling until they get whatever song they want played.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they know they can ask for music, so they're pretty. They again, it's a long drive, so there will be periods of time during
Yes.
the drive where they are very demanding about what they want to listen to. And then there are other
Mm-hmm.
periods where they kind of just like forget about it. I, as the driver, do the one AirPod in the ear, and I just like listen to my own podcasts while they're listening to whatever stuff that they're
Oh.
listening to. So that's a kind of a pro tip. But like you're not necessarily supposed to drive like that. Okay.
No, you're
So
not.
the AirPod has to be on the ear the right ear that's facing the inside of the car, so that you don't have a cop come up on the left side of you and see your AirPod through the window. Okay. So that's a little pro tip. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Interesting. Because
Yeah.
because one day my AirPod like didn't connect, right? To like, because I was driving Siobhan's car and the AirPod didn't connect. So like, I mean, my phone didn't connect, so it stayed in my AirPods when I was like driving, like basically like 5 minutes down the road, and it was very disorienting. Like I was like, this isn't right. Something's weird. Like I don't know. I shouldn't be driving with this thing in my ear. But like, you're good with it? Because I mean, I did it for like a couple minutes. Maybe I would get used to it if I was doing it for longer. But I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I like this.
I've done it for 11 hours, buddy. I'm good.
Okay.
It's just how I roll. I would do it all the time if I could. I would do it for 5-minute drives if I could. Yeah, man.
So what's on the playlist for the kids? What's on the playlist?
We listened to the Gabby's Dollhouse
Oh
music
yeah.
like way more than
Yeah.
I would have wanted to. Hey,
Yeah.
Gabby, I'm another
Woo.
dollhouse. That was
No.
like the first hour or two leaving Charlotte coming home. And but then like they will transition into like Taylor Swift. They really like Taylor Swift, so that's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um what else is it? I don't know, man. It's so random. They'll just have a song called like they'll be like dinosaur. Somebody will say the word dinosaur, and they're like, "I want to hear We Are the Dinosaurs," and then we'll listen to We Are the Dinosaurs 27 times in a row. You know what I mean? So it's like it's very
Yeah.
random, but it's like based on typically whatever show they've been watching recently,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
What do your
Yeah.
kids
And,
request?
oh, dude, Sprinkle Party by Gabby's Dollhouse or any new song that comes from Gabby's Dollhouse is like whatever. It searches jam for at least a week. Like we are a big Gabby household. Like
There you go.
I have spent lots of money on Gabby's Dollhouse things. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Like Gabby's Dollhouse. My God. Yeah, we love Gabby's Dollhouse. But yeah, it's like the same thing. It's basically like whatever show. Like Major loves Blippi, the Spidey and His Amazing Friends,
Yeah.
that whole soundtrack, which I personally enjoy because it's all Patrick Stump.
Yeah.
So I can throw Fall Out Boy songs into a playlist with Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and they don't know the difference.
That's
They
a good
just think
idea.
every Fall Out Boy song is Spidey.
That's a
So,
great
and
idea.
yeah, and I realized that one day because on Sirius, it was like right after Fall Out Boy put an album last year, and so they had a song that was on the radio, and I just like came in the car and they're like, "Oh, Spidey's on." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's just a Fall Out Boy song." I was like, "Thank you, music gods, thank you. This is gonna work out very well for me for a bit." But yeah, you can just throw Fall Out Boy songs in there, and like you've got a solid playlist. It's like they don't know the difference.
I wonder how many Fall Out Boy fans have no idea that he's like also the voice of a generation of 3-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, I know. It's like it's genius. It's just gonna keep him around forever because
There's a lot of artists that we were fans of as like young 20 somethings that are now doing music for children's shows, and like you don't know that at all until you start having kids, and you're like, what a revenue stream for this guy.
it's freaking genius. It's like it's genius. Like doing the kid stuff is genius, and this goes perfect into our next topic, sir. You've been hitting me up about somebody named Danny Go.
Oh, yeah, Danny Go.
Yeah, tell me about Danny Go.
Oh, Dee Dee, where would you like to begin? Okay, so I, my oldest daughter found out about this guy from daycare because occasionally during daycare they'll watch a show or a movie or something.
Mhm.
And recently they've been watching Danny Go. And so Liv comes home, she's like, I want to watch Danny Go, Danny Go, Danny Go. I'm like, I don't know. What are you, who? Like, what are you talking about? And we find it, he's this dude on YouTube that does these like, it's a genius idea, man. He's basically in front of a green screen the whole time, and
Mhm.
he like writes a song for kids about like being in a situation, like he'd be in the jungle looking for a tiger, or he'll be like a robot in a toy factory or something, and he writes a song about it, and then like does this like thing in front of a green screen where like once it goes onto YouTube, once he like publishes it, it's basically like he's in a video game. Okay. So like there's this one
Yeah.
where he's like going to this island to look for a pink tiger, and he's on the island, and he's like running from like these other tigers, and like you gotta left and right and left and right and avoid the tigers, and then he's like going down a stream and you gotta hop on the rocks. You hop with the left foot and right foot and left foot. And my kids just eat it up because we put this on our 65-inch TV, and they're standing in front of it feeling like they're in a video game. It is a absolutely brilliant idea. They love it. They ask for it every day when they get home from school. And dude, like the views, and we knew this with Baby Shark. Any parent knows this with Baby Shark. The most watched video in the history of the internet is Baby Shark. Okay. Because kids loved that song. And when a kid loves something, they want to do that thing 1 million times in a row. Okay. So from a like a business standpoint, if you're a content creator and you can find a way to do something that appeals to kids, there is a good chance, or like you have a higher likelihood of making an unbelievable amount of money off of that thing. This Danny Go dude published a new video, I don't know, sometime last week or the week before. We watched it 3 days after it had been published, and it had over 4 million views in 3 days. And that's not 4 million different children watching this thing. It's a smaller amount that have watched it over and over and over again, just like that Baby Shark thing. It's like this dude is brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant with like, I mean, if anybody watches it, especially a non-parent, if you watch it, you're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever watched, but like not for kids. And so like ever since we found Danny Go, I'm just like, there's got to be a song or a video or like something that the brain trust here at the Brunch Breakdown could come up with that a kid would like, so that it could be watched millions and millions of times over and over again. All you need is one, and you make so much money off of it. And I just want to make money off of your children, my children, all of them.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking of, all right, because the person that makes me the most jealous, do you guys watch Blippi?
No, but I mean, obviously know what it is.
It frustrates. It makes me jealous because this guy who's now worth like $1 billion and has spin-off shows. There's like a girl, Blippi, her name's Mika. And they just go to different places, like mainly jobs, and just like talk to that person about their job in this like colorful whatever way. Or they go to a play place and tell kids how to play with Legos or how to jump. And then then the next episode they'll be like they were like, they did an episode with Sean Johnson and she taught them how to do the balance beam. And I'm like, damn it, man. And all this, the whole thing just started with him just going places by himself doing this videos. And now he's this humongous thing with deals with Netflix and HBO and all these other things. And he's worth $1 billion.
Insane.
I was thinking we need to figure out, there are things that kids do that they want to know how to do and they'll watch it 1 million times. And I think like a tying shoes song or just videos of us teaching them how to tie their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
How many views can we get from that?
Dude,
It's these
probably
simple things that kids are obsessed with. Like my kids are obsessed when they see somebody tie their shoes. They're like, whoa, that was magic. And I'm like, we could tap into that.
we could. We could. My kids are obsessed with like watching mom bake something.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just seeing somebody put all the ingredients in and then mix it. And then all of a sudden it becomes a thing. You mentioned Legos. It reminded me when I was a kid, we had a Lego VHS that I watched every day, like multiple times a day. Okay. And the crazy thing is, like, we paid for that VHS one time. But if that would have happened in this era and I watched it however many hundreds of times, thousands of times, millions of times, the revenue it generates, like, it's a whole different ballgame. But like
Totally.
watching somebody teach you how to build a thing with Legos,
Yeah.
like build a princess castle with Legos.
Yeah. It's and just put a green screen behind us doing something.
And we could write a catchy tune. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's not like really corny and boring.
Yeah. It's in
that's part of
like,
the Danny Go thing. The Danny Go thing is like, it's not music that you would listen to, like if you weren't like, you wouldn't listen to it otherwise, but like the production value behind it is like, he's producing this like it's a song that would go on the radio. Like it's, you know, like there's tracks, there's production value to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because we talked about Gabby's Dollhouse. The Gabby's Dollhouse music, that's kid music. That's like, it's production, it's kid production. It all sounds like kid music, but it's weird. It's like you listen to some of these other people and you're like, oh, there's like a beat behind this. Like they're using like, oh, so they really like, you can tell there's somebody in the room does actually produces music, but most likely makes more music, makes more money by producing dinosaur songs for Lippy. And it's like, he's dying to produce the next like pop hit, but he's like, this is how the bills get paid. So
right. Yeah. And Didi, I don't know about you. I don't need to be a pop star.
No.
I just want a lake house. That's all. So I'll write a song about tying your shoes.
Yeah. So let's work on the tying your shoe song. I think we got this.
All right.
It's the tying your shoes, or it's the mixing baking situation. Because I'm just thinking of those things that kids think that are like magical. They're like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
Like they were like, whoa, that is crazy. And I think that's definitely one of those two things right there. Cooking, tying shoes. Right. We've got this. Stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned. We've got this. But speaking of other kid things, my kids are really into Kids Bop right now. And I just want to give a big shout out to the Kids Bop people, because I've always been like, I understand why Kids Bop exists. I get it. It's the pop hit sung by kids for kids. I get that. That's a great business model, and they've been doing it forever. I get it. But now that I have kids and they're singing and they're listening to Kids Bop, I'm like, this is freaking genius. And I didn't even know that Kids Bop goes on tour. Like they have a touring. Basically, it's kids who do covers. Freaking genius. Like I'm about to have to spend so much money on Kids Bop tour tickets because they're coming in September, and I'm like actually kind of sick to my stomach because I'm going to go see a cover band, and we're gonna pay a bunch of money because my daughter, dude, Saoirse and Major will sit there for an hour and watch Kids Bop music videos, because the way they have them in like, you can watch one video or you can watch a 55-minute playlist of videos that just never stops. And they will be in there doing all the choreography. They're in there singing every song. And then when the songs come on the radio, they know them already. So it's like they have a version of Taylor Swift's Cruel Summer. She's like, oh yeah, this is on Kids Bop. This is, yeah. Or they'll say things like, I like the Kids Bop version better. I don't like this one. So shouts to the Kids Bop people for, it makes drives a little bit more entertaining than listening to Gabby's Dollhouse on a loop. So if you want to swing your kids in the Kids Bop direction, it's solid.
It's true because there's at least a melody that like you're familiar with and you will not hate.
Yes.
Are the Kids Bob kids that like tour and stuff? Are they the ones that are constantly playing at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes. Yeah. Another reason why my kids love Chuck E. Cheese.
We've had a string of birthday parties at that place, man. And like every time they got that big screen in there and
Mm-hmm.
it's just these kids singing popular songs with choreography.
Yep.
And I was like, who signs up for that? How do these kids? But then I'm like, oh, this might be Kids Pop.
Yeah, it's all, yeah, that's what they have playing there. Because I went to Chuck E. Cheese on last Saturday, and it's all Kids Bop. That's all it's playing there. Do they have trampoline parks in your Chuck E. Cheese yet?
No, we have trampoline parks, which we've gone to, but
Okay.
not at a Chuck E. Cheese. That sounds
Okay.
dangerous.
No, they have them. No, it's genius. Here's the reason why it's genius. Okay. There's a height limit and there's an age limit. So it's literally built for little kids. Like it would be very weird if somebody older went in there. So it's like, and it doesn't take up that much space, and they're putting them slowly and basically all the Chuck E. Cheese. And I didn't know if you got them yet, but we recently just got the one that's next to our house, and it was fantastic.
That's
once
smart.
they're done running around with the games, then all of a sudden they go to the trampoline park. It's like you're there for like an extra like hour. You're just like chilling. It's like, have fun, guys.
That's smart, because we went to a trampoline park once for a birthday party, and like I think like when it opens for a couple hours, it's only for little kids, but then like after a certain time, like the older kids roll in, and then it's like a Royal Rumble, dude. It got dangerous so fast.
Yeah, you got to get the fuck out of there as soon as it's as soon as you see an 8-year-old roll up, it's time. Grab the kids and go. Grab the kids. Get out of the neighborhood. We're out.
Liv was on this platform that like kind of like weeble wobbled, and you're supposed to walk across it without falling over. And all of a sudden, I swear, like a 14-year-old came swinging across like on a vine. I'm like, what happened? Where are we? Same place.
Nope. It's literally like a there goes the neighborhood situation. It's like, nope. Got to get out. Nope. Soon as you see a second grader roll up, you're out. You're out of there. We're gone. Yeah. Trampoline parks go from very fun and cute to all of a sudden it's like terrifying in like seconds.
Yeah. It got real dangerous.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Let's get into this real quick. Weirdest thing we saw on the internet this week. Weirdest thing for me. Krispy Kreme has the #1 app in the United States of America. The #1 app in the United States of America. As you see, #1. You look at that. Shouts to the WNBA, by the way. Big time for them. But you see the normal ones: TikTok, Temu, Google. The Kentucky Derby was yesterday, so that's why that's there. Why there's horse racing there. But Krispy Kreme has been the #1 app in the United States all week. And why? Because they're giving out a dozen donuts for free with every download until Mother's Day, I believe. Isn't the 11th? Yeah, until Mother's Day. They are giving out free a dozen donuts. All you have to do is show your app, bam, get Krispy Kreme, you get a dozen donuts. #1 app in the country. And as the fitness guy, Chris, how you feel about this, man? They're trying to sway your clients, man.
They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. Krispy Kreme. If you didn't see my post on it, I did a post a couple weeks ago. They're also going to be selling Krispy Kreme donuts at every McDonald's nationwide, starting by like 2025. They're going to be selling 3 different types of Krispy Kreme. So Krispy Kreme is back, Jack. Okay, they are back. And that's my favorite donut of all time. It's just the regular glazed Krispy Kreme donut. I'm not a donut guy, not a big donut fan, but for whatever reason, I like their donuts. Shout out, man. There's so many Krispy Kreme there's so many structures that used to be Krispy Kremes that are now like banks. I'm just so happy to see that the app is doing well.
Well, Chris, get your free dozen donuts. It's just the free glaze. That's exactly what you get. You get the dozen glazed donuts for free. Show the app, the Krispy Kreme, for the 11th.
It's a rainy day today, man. I know what we're doing later.
Dude, listen, get on it. All right, Chris, what's the weirdest thing you
Cut starts tomorrow. The weirdest thing, I'm just gonna say the most like annoying thing or off-putting thing, is when I make a post and I say stick with me to the end so you understand the whole thing, and then you comment below, and your comment without you saying it clearly shows that you didn't watch the entire video. You didn't stick to the end of the post. It's unbelievable, the attention spans of people these days. I made a post. It was the Krispy Kreme one. It was the Krispy Kreme at McDonald's one where I was like, stick with me to the end. You'll understand what I mean when we get to the end. Because I started the video off by saying, like, a Krispy Kreme donut is X amount of calories. Do you know how long it would take to burn off that Krispy Kreme donut? And I was like, this much time running, this much time biking, this much time cycling, this much time lifting weights. And so the person stopped right there. And they're like, I can't believe that you're telling people they need to burn off the calories from food. Blah, 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 blah. The second half of the video, I said, and stick with me here, or you could just eat the donut and not let the rest of your day become a shit show, because you should be able to enjoy the foods that you love. There's nothing wrong with eating a donut. You can eat a donut and make it balanced throughout the rest of the day. But that person couldn't stick with me for more than 35 seconds to learn that. It's ridiculous. That is the most annoying thing I saw on the internet recently. And so I replied and I said, did you watch the whole video? And they never replied back to me. So that person just, they're just never going to get the message, which is fine. But I hate it. I hate it so much. People, you gotta be able to sit down and watch something for longer than that.
Dude, I'm with you. And it's funny, like, our brunch breakdown videos do so well when we get to one thing in the first like 10 seconds.
Yeah. It's
wild. Because to me, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, like the build up, they're watching this, like follow the podcast, whatever. No. It's like, if you don't get somebody in the first 15, if you don't tell somebody exactly what you're saying in the first 15 seconds,
yeah,
they're out. And I find that to just be so fascinating because I love long form content, right? So I like watching longer things, and I will stick around with somebody. But like, it's hilarious to me how many people are just like, no, tell me exactly what it is. Don't tell me about what you're going to talk about. Tell me what you're talking about in 15 seconds. And I'm like, good Lord. But that's what it is, dude.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Every video has to have a hook. Every video has to have a hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds.
So true.
Which is why that video started with McDonald's is selling Krispy Kreme donuts, because everybody's going to stop and watch and be like, whoa, what? Okay, I didn't know that. But then they can't stay when I was like, McDonald's selling Krispy Kreme donuts. Stick with me to the end because you're going to understand what I'm talking about. They can't stick to it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I can, hooks, because I do a lot of, as we know, do a lot of like user generated content for different brands and stuff. And dude, the amount of different ways to do hooks is honestly the thing that I do most of. It's literally like, all right, they'll send me back a note. They'll be like, all right, this is all great. Footage is great. Everything's cool, but we need some hooks. So like they have it's like a whole list. It's like, what if I told you? Or you just like vanish out of the screen and then you jump into the screen and then say something crazy.
I've done that.
And like, dude, there's a million of them, but that's so important to what people watch, to what people do. It's like, oh yeah, could you start like peeling an orange or something and then just like talking and then like, dude, it's so dumb. It's so ridiculous.
Look out for my video. I'm going to post it tonight. And if when you're listening to this video, it's going to be from a few days ago. I have a video I'm posting tonight. The hook is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's a big one.
That's a big one. And then throughout the video, I am like putting weights away, picking weights up, lifting weights while I'm talking, because if I don't do that, people aren't going to watch. It's unbelievable the stuff that you have to do just to get somebody to listen to 60 seconds of a topic. It's crazy. And I'm willing to play the game. You gotta play the game. But sometimes when you play the game, it makes you feel like, especially from a fitness perspective, like that burn calories video that I did about the Krispy Kreme, it like makes you feel a little bit sleazy sometimes, because you have to play the game to get the eyeballs. And then hopefully the eyeballs will stay on it long enough so they can get the substance and understand the actual true message. But like, when you get the eyeballs and then people won't stay for the substance, it's like, oh, fuck, man, come on, dude. Like, just hang out. God, it's so frustrating. Anyway.
Oh God, I have something I could say, but I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I'll tell you right after. I was about to say it, but then I'm like, you know what? Probably not smart for me to say that, so I'm just going to let it go. All right.
Let's do music, and then I want to hear.
Let's get into music. What we're listening to, Chris. What have you been listening to, man?
Man, I got a lot. So since I missed so much time, some of this isn't going to necessarily be new anymore. It might be a few weeks old. But the first one I want to do is Sum 41 put out an album. Dan probably put something
Hey,
about it on the podcast if I know Dan. But I have not been a huge fan of like Sum 41's music over the last 5, 6, 7 years. This new album was shockingly good, like shockingly good. Way too long. Again, way too long. Like I think it's
how many?
20,
How many?
20. How long is it? I don't remember. It's at least 20 songs.
Oh,
Way too long, but the music for the most part is very, very good. I was shocked. I was like, do I want to give this a listen? Here we go. It is 20 songs. And I gave it a listen. The album name is Heaven and Hell, and I really enjoyed it. So I'll pick something from the album. It just gave me some vibes of like old Sum 41, which, All Killer No Filler was, I think, one of the greatest pop punk albums of all time. So I was happy. It was nice to see that. Sum 41. That's my first pick.
nice. I want to give a shout out to Dan first. 21 Pilots put out this song called Backslide that's like really freaking good. He put it on the playlist last week and it's just super good. Anyways, Will Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, put out a new album and it is very good, very interesting. There's so many things happening in this album that I just really, really like. And I'm gonna put Symptom of Life on the playlist. I'll probably put another song on there too, but like she just makes really, really interesting music. And like it's kind of interesting because it's someone who you'd think would like try to make like maybe make one or two songs that sound like what's on the radio, but then you remember Willow Smith's rich. She doesn't care. She's just gonna make whatever music she wants, anyways. So and she just makes it's just, this album's amazing because I can only imagine a record exec being like, Willow, you should make this kind of song, and she's like, I'm rich. I don't where someone else would have to be like, okay, I guess we have to make this song that sounds like this and put it on the album. And it's like, and her album's just awesome. There's just so many things going on here, and it's a really good listen. So check out Willow. Empathogen is the name of the album.
Nice. All right, my second one is going to be from this dude, Forrest Frank. I put him on the playlist once before. He's like a Christian rapper. I put his song Good Day on the playlist a while back. Really good song. I think most people cringe at like Christian artists or Christian music, and be quite honest with you, like it's not a genre that I populate a lot. Like I think we all think like Creed, it's like, okay.
Listen, as someone whose mom used to run the church, yes, you should all cringe at Christian music. A lot of it, especially when someone is doing Christian hip hop, cringe immediately. And then if you're shocked, be shocked. But most of the time, it's cringeworthy. So I feel you.
Yeah, but this dude is like actually really good, and it's music that you would want to listen to. He put a song out with Connor Price, who is another dude that we've talked about on the podcast before, called Up. And I mean, it just sounds like a song you would listen to on the radio. It's really good. So I'll put that on the playlist this week. And I don't think anyone's going to cringe. I think it's going to be good.
Nice. That other song, I saw that on like so many Instagram stories. Like I feel like you said it, and then like you said it on the podcast that it just like showed up on like Instagram stories for like a month. People like putting that on there.
Because it's like, I'm gonna have a good day. It's like, okay, who's not gonna put that on their Instagram story in the morning when they like show you their coffee? Everybody.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It's very true. Yeah, it's like Kanye's Good Morning. You guys can figure out a new one. I mean, because every day I see that on somebody's thing showing their coffee or them getting up for work or something. So
yeah.
All right. Coco Jones. There's an R&B comeback happening right now, and I'm really enjoying it because I'm very happy about this. But Coco Jones has a song called Here We Go. I really like it. I don't know if you remember the song Overnight Celebrity by Kanye West, by Twista and Kanye West from like 2003. Well, it samples that song, and this is really good. So check it out. Here We Go, Coco Jones.
Nice. All right, my last one is going to be an 80s song, Didi, and I think I'm going to try to do this more, is to put an 80s song on the playlist in as many weeks as I can, because I have always loved the 80s as a decade, and the further we've gotten from it, the more I loved it. And I think now, today, I love the 80s more than any other day that I've loved the 80s, okay? And I want to put, for whatever reason, this song has played on our Alexa like 5 times this morning. Tarzan Boy by the band Baltimora. You're
Okay.
welcome. You're welcome. There's no reason other than I've heard it 5 times this morning. And it's catchy and I love it. And I love 80s music. So listen to it. You're welcome. It's like 6.5 minutes long, but don't just listen to the whole thing. Okay. Listen to the whole thing.
Why have you heard it that many times this morning?
That's a great question. I think it's because Olivia asked Alexa to play like some song that is not actually a song. Do your kids do this? They're like, I want to hear this. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like Gorilla Run. Alexa, play Gorilla Run. And it's like, well, that's not a song. So then they just start playing songs that like maybe are in the genre of gorilla music. And Tarzan Boy was one of the ones that came up. I think that's what happened.
Dude,
gotta love
things
AI.
things you don't know until you have kids is like the genre of dinosaur music, the genre of gorilla music, just animal music as a genre.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what, maybe that's all right, put that on the list of things that we could make. We just gotta find a random animal and just make that animal sound cool, make 18 1-minute songs, and we're good.
Yeah.
Because the genre of animal music you just don't understand. Like,
dude, we'll do an album, we'll call it The Zoo. 1 song, 1 minute, each on a different animal.
Dude, that's
and
it.
Kids will be going to the zoo playing those songs for the animals.
Oh my God. And then we'll do a licensing deal with the zoo and they will only play our music at the zoo.
Yeah.
That's it.
This became the best idea. Shout out to Olivia for pointing us in this direction.
That is it. That is it right there. My last one, Quinn 92 just put out an EP. It's called the Breakfast EP. 5 songs, and it's super good. I'm gonna put Natural High featuring Alan Stone on there. Love Alan Stone. And I mean, there's a song with Kyle on there that's really good too. So just check it out. If you like Quinn 92, which you do, which I do, which Dan does, which I feel like, you know, you listen to this podcast, you probably like them too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, check out the EP. It's pretty great. So I like I'm way more into EPs now. I really like them. Give me EPs over 20,000 songs that I'm supposed to listen to at one time. Like, no. Just you can give me 4 EPs in the span of a month, and I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. Give me a week to digest some shit. Like, hey, I don't know. It's like, let me hang out with some shit for a bit, and then give me another EP. Unless we're, instead of giving me 30 songs. 5
to 6 songs, very well done. Over 30 songs.
Yeah.
That we didn't want like 25 of them.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out. It's really good. Is that it? Oh yeah, that was it. All right. That was it. I was the last one. All right. Well, that was the sounds of Brunch. Make sure you check out the playlist on Spotify, exclusively on Spotify, updated every week. There's 2 weeks of music on there. Make sure you check it out. Christopher, this has been a fun episode. You're back. I'm actually not sure if we're going to be back next week. We might be taking the week off next week. as a collective. I just thought about that just now in my head. But anyways, any final thoughts on the Brunch Breakdown?
Nobody's writing songs about aardvarks, man.
What rhymes with aardvark?
You're gonna have to give me some time on that one.
Okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, we'll do what blog rappers would have done if they had Apple Notes, and we'll share a note. We'll share a note.
Okay.
We'll
share a note.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Not a lot of songs about aardvarks. We're gonna figure it out though. Yeah. All right. It's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.